Boy, is that good. I really fancy a burger, but I also fancy a chicken Kiev. Or is it chicken Kyiv now, isn't it? Both are top tier foods. So let's combine the two. And obviously because we're all watching the pennies right now, I would have put up on the screen how much this cost, but I've run into a bit of difficulty. Okay, got home, got the receipt out of the bag. Look, there's the receipt. Bloody nothing on it. Absolutely nothing on it, it's blank. So I have no idea how much the stuff cost. I might put up an estimated cost on the screen, but yeah, nothing on the frickin' receipt. So come on then. Another swig. Let's go make some chicken Kiev burgers. So, quick little rundown of what we got. Obviously got some chicken breasts, because it wouldn't be a chicken Kiev burger without some frickin' chicken, would it? It'd be all Kiev, no cluck. Gonna use a couple of eggs for coating the breadcrumbs. Obviously the breadcrumbs themselves. I'm just gonna use some cheapo Lidl's own breadcrumbs. You can actually make your own. If you've got a bit of stale bread kicking about, it's not good enough for sandwiches, just whiz it up in a food processor, you've got some breadcrumbs. So you might not even have to buy those. Brioche buns, seeded ones, because everyone loves a brioche bun. Garlic as well for the garlic butter. Parsley for the same thing as well. And I've got a little bit of lime as well. Just a little bit of zest, a bit of citrus. It's going to really help sort of balance it out. Because there's a lot of butter and fat going into this, so that little bit of acid is going to work a treat. If you want some extra toppings on your burger, you can use whatever you flipping well like. I might have a bit of sliced onion, might add some pickled jalapenos. Haven't got any cheese because we've got like butter and stuff in there, so it's rich enough as it is. But if you want cheese, knock yourself out. I think the first thing we're going to do is make the garlic butter. So all of this can bloody well clear off. Bowl, butter. And literally, just going to take the butter out of the packet. If you want to make this cheaper, you can also use like a butter-like spread. You know, not the really cheap, crappy, horrible margarine stuff. It's good for nothing. Except for bloody filling in holes in your wall. But you know what I mean, like a butter-flavoured spread. And I've got unsalted, and the reason for that is because you can control the level of salt in the finished garlic butter. If you were to add salted butter, you know, it might be too salty. So you can always add in, but you can't take away. And I'm just going to cut this up into smaller pieces. Ideally you want it at room temperature because it's going to be easy to work with. I've not done that because I've just took it straight out of the fridge from Lidl's, so it's still going to be quite tough. Tough? Quite hard. But just cut it up, get it into the bowl. Next I'm going to take some fresh parsley. I'm just going to take off like some of the really thick woody stalks. Some of the smaller ones, don't worry, they're going to be fine. But we don't want to be eating a bleeding tree, do we? So some of the tough, woodier stalks, just take them off. And then just scrunch it up into a nice tight little ball and get chopping. You want it nice and fine, this. You might have to run the knife through it a couple of times to get it nice and fine, but it's easy stuff. Just like that, nice and fine, straight in with the butter. Next I'm going to take 3 decent sized cloves of garlic. If you want a less prominent garlic flavour, just use 2. But I am a garlic masochist, I bloody love the stuff. Give it a little bash, take off that skin, then taking a microplane, just mince it in. If you haven't got a microplane, you can actually do this with a knife. What you want to do is just chop your garlic up nice and fine, or as fine as you can get it. Add a little pinch of salt, and then using the back of the knife, just kind of smush it in, and the salt will act as an abrasive and turn it into like a bit of a garlic paste. And then once we've done that, I'm going to add a little bit more salt. Now if you've got room temperature butter, you'll be able to mash that up with a fork, but mine's fridge cold, so I'm going to get my hands in there, use the warmth of my hand, which should help melt it all together. And there you have garlic butter. Yes, it looks like something your dog hacked up when you took him on a walk in a field, but it doesn't taste like it. It's going to be nice. Next, take your chicken tits, get them out of the packet. You can use thighs as well if you want to make it like even cheaper. Chicken thighs will be fine. I'm going to take 2 out. I'm just going to make 2 burgers. And I'm just going to trim them up a little bit because you get like little gristly bits sometimes in the middle. In the middle? You know what I mean. These sort of gristly, cartilagey, khaki bits. You don't want to eat that. I'm going to take off the mini fillets as well because they're just going to fall off anyway. Stick those in a freezer bag, use them for something else. Then just take a sheet of cling film, pop it over the top of one of them. And here's where you get to take out your aggression. If you've had a bad day at work, someone's pissed you off, you can let out some frustration with this. So cling film on the top, something heavy, could be like a rolling pin or a pan in this case, and just kind of bash it out, just so the chicken breast is an even thickness, because we want to cook it evenly all the way through. And obviously with chicken breast, you've got a fat end and a thin end, haven't you? You can think about your cheating ex, That horrible Nazi school teacher that said you'd amount to nothing. You can be a princess, you can be an astronaut. They know nothing about you. Think about them when you're smashing in your chicken tits. So you can see up close, look, they're a nice even thickness all the way through, so they're going to cook nice and evenly. And they're sort of burger shaped, I guess. Once you've done that, we're ready to panade the chicken breast. So just take your chicken breast, straight into the seasoned flour, shake off the excess, straight into the breadcrumbs, the egg yolk. Egg yolk? Actually, the whole eggs, Adam. Jesus Christ. There we go. Again, shake off the excess. Then into the breadcrumbs. Get them nicely coated. You can double dip as well if you want. I'm not going to bother. Okay, pack it in nice and tightly onto a plate. Then just do the same with the other one. And 2 eggs will be enough for like 4 pieces of chicken. So if you're just doing the 2, probably just the 1 egg will be fine. Got a state of my hands. Need to give them a wash. Okay, we are ready to make some chicken Kiev burgers. But before we fry the chicken, make sure you've got everything else ready. So toast your buns, get them nice and golden brown. And obviously whatever toppings you're having in your burger, make sure they're ready as well. So I've just got a bit of lettuce, a bit of red onion, probably going to add some mayo, and I've got some pickled jalapenos. To get that all done so it's ready to go. So I've got my pan here, going to get it onto a heat. He says, I won't miss this piece of shit, will I? Got a new place to live, by the way. In case you didn't see my community post. It's got a brand new hob and oven, so I won't fucking miss this crap. Turn on! Thank you. Gonna add a bit of olive oil, just because that's what I've got. Use veg or sunflower oil if that's what you've got. It doesn't really matter. And obviously we don't want it screaming hot, because otherwise that's gonna burn the breadcrumbs. But once it's fairly hot, just get your chicken in. And we're going to fry these on one side for about 3 to 4 minutes. Depends on the thickness of your chicken. But until you've got a nice golden crust on the bottom, and then we can flip them over. Then after a couple of minutes, I'm going to turn them over. Absolutely flipping gorgeous crust on them. Nice and golden brown, that's what you want, but not burnt. Now we're about a minute away. We're going to level this up even more. So I'm going to take some of our garlic butter that we made earlier. I'm just going to add about a tablespoon. Okay, just like that. And then I'm just going to baste it all over the top as it melts. Do it off the heat, I think, as well, because we don't want to burn that garlic. And obviously do not use a metal spoon in a non-stick pan. Do as I say, not as I do. Now they're ready, so they can come out of the pan onto our chopping board. And they need to rest for a couple of minutes so all the juices can go back into the chicken and it's all moist and lovely. I think I'm going to trim them down a little bit though, because look at the size of the bun compared to the chicken. They're massive. So they're nicely rested. Let's build a burger. I'm going to add just a touch of mayo. It's going to be like a bit of a glue. Go down with a bit of lettuce. We like a bit of greenage. It's good for you, innit? Then on with our trimmed chicken. You could eat the other bits on their own with a bit of a snack, which is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to add another little knob of that garlic butter. Smoosh that on. And I'm going to add just a little bit of citrus. You could use lemon or lime. You could use the bottled stuff if you want, but that little bit of zing, that little bit of citrus, it's just going to cut through some of that butteriness. It's all about balance, you see. And I'm going to top mine with some red onion, a couple of pickled jalapenos for a bit of heat. Lids on. Then there you have 2 rather marvellous chicken Kiev inspired burgers. How about that? Oh, yes. Stay to that. Right, let's get it down my face. But boy, is that good. If you ordered that in like a semi-posh, high-end sort of fast food place, they would charge you like 8-9 quid for that with some fries. And this homemade one is going to come in at a fraction of the cost. It's exactly what it says on this board here. The flavours of a chicken Kiev in a burger. You serve that up with some fries, the kids are going to love it. You're not going to waste money going out to like fast food places. You can do it at home for a fraction of the cost. But anyway, enough of me waffling. I'm going to shoot off. If you like the video, please stick a like on it. Share this to your friends and family, and of course the people in need. Cracking little budget beating recipe this, so share it to those people that need those kind of cost cutting recipes. But anyway, I'll shoot off. I'll see your gorgeous faces next time. Bye for now. Come on then, bud.